What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video of the Point After Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about West Virginia, their 2022 season, what you can expect out of a team that went 6-7 in 2021, the 34th overall recruiting class, the 33rd overall transfer portal class. Only signed 2 4-stars, signed 27 3-stars across the board. A 4-star cornerback and a 4-star quarterback who I don't think will see the field, probably will be redshirted. Nico Markle, I believe is how you say that, and then Jacoby Spells was the corner I mentioned. Only 2 4-stars in their class, but it is year number 3. It is recruiting class, or year number 4, recruiting class number 3 for Neil Brown, who's 17-18 as the head coach at West Virginia. So should be good for an interesting year. But at the same time, I also feel like Neil is on the hot seat. You bring back the rivalry games with Tech and Pitt. So if you go 0-2 against those, don't make a bowl game, it could be scary for you going into this offseason, but I will touch on the schedule a little bit later. Jumping into their offense, though, they have the 115th ranked returning production on offense, good enough for 48% is coming back. You lose your running back, you lose your quarterback, so you lose your offensive coordinator. Lots of turnover on the offensive side of the ball for West Virginia. You can see their ranks on the screen from last year, a few of them. Graham Harrell takes over from played quarterback at Texas Tech back in, I think it was 06, 07, 09, maybe, somewhere in that range. Michael Crabtree, the catch over to beat Texas. Everybody has seen that at some point in your life if you're over the age of 20 at least. JT Daniels, quarterback transfer from USC and Georgia. He'll come over and take the reins. Wasn't able to, I would say, beat out Stetson Bennett. I don't think that was the case. I think injuries more had a part in that. So he transfers from Georgia. He'll get the starting nod at West Virginia. Running back Tony Mathis Jr. will take the reins. Behind him will be Lynn J. Dixon, a Clemson transfer. It's a very deep running back core, the best, quote-unquote, that they've had since Coach Neil Brown has been in Morgantown. Wide receivers, you got Bryce Wheaton and Sam James, who will lead the charge there. They'll be the 2 main guys. They're pretty deep at wide receiver as well. And then in terms of offensive line, you know what we love here at TPA. All 5 guys are coming back. So there's potential for the offense, even though you return 48%, but you're going to have to get it on very quickly, and you're going to have to figure things out really right now during fall camp. Moving on to the defense, though, not a lot to talk about here. You got an experienced defensive line. You've got a Syracuse transfer, Lee Pogba, I believe is how you pronounce that, will be taking over the reins at the mic. You have 2 returning guys who will play the will. I think they said the Bandit will be a edge rush / linebacker, little combo hybrid guy. Secondary-wise, brand new secondary minus, Charles Woods, the cornerback that started a few games last season towards the end of the year. He comes back. Other than him, you're replacing 2 safeties and the other corner. So, fresh start for West Virginia. Now, one thing I do want to say, and I'll touch on it when I cover it in week number 1, in between week 0 and week 1. So, if you're in for game previews, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 100. Coach Pat Narduzzi from Pitt has said that he wants to run the ball a lot more this year, which is good for you because your secondary is going to have to go up against Keaton Slavis in week number 1, which is not good. But seeing these numbers and seeing what I see about this defense, with the whole secondary having to come back, you may be looking for another air raid attack out of Slavis and Pitt. So moving on to their schedule, though. You're ranked number 25 in strength of schedule. That's brutal. That's really, really rough. I think I saw their opponents last year went like 94 and 70 combined. So you're in a conference with the Big 12 that it's really anybody can beat anybody, which favors towards you. But I'm not confident in that because you start off the year with Pitt. That I like Pitt in that one. I'm sorry. But I do, as of right now, it's August 11th. We're about 20 days away, about 23 days away from that game. I like Pitt as of now. Like I said, that could change. Then you play Kansas and Towson. That's going to be 2 opportunities for you to kind of figure things out and get your offense going before you go on the road to Tech. But you still have to get there. And starting off against Pitt week number 1 is not going to be an easy task. Pitt could win the ACC again this year, or could win it this year. So you're going to have to figure things out very quickly, and Pitt's not the team you want to do it with. You'd rather start off with Kansas and Towson before you play Pitt, but that's unfortunately not how this is going to play out. Then you play Vatech, like I mentioned. Then you go on the road again to Texas. That won't be an easy game. Then you play Baylor at home. Won't be an easy game. Texas Tech on the road, winnable. TCU at home, winnable. Iowa State on the road, winnable. Oklahoma at home, tough game. Kansas State at home. Kansas State's going to be very good this year or not good at all. I don't see them being as an in-between team. They're a sleeper to win the Big 12. I think everybody's sleeper to win the Big 12 outside of Oklahoma, Texas, Baylor, and Oklahoma State. And then you finish with Oklahoma State. So you play the toughest schedule arguably in the Big 12. And it doesn't help that you're on the road at Oklahoma State, at Iowa State, at Texas. You get 2 non-conference games on the road as well. So it's just a brutal, brutal schedule for West Virginia. I'm going to go back through it. I counted it before. I got Pitt as a loss. I'm sorry. Vatech is a 50-50. Texas as a loss. Baylor as a loss. So right now we'll say best case 3-3. Texas Tech's 4-3. TCU's 5-3. Iowa State potential 6-3. Then you lose out 6-6. 6 wins needs to be the goal for this team. 7-5 is overachieving. 8-5 is a damn good year. That's what you can expect out of West Virginia in 2022. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section. I've had some pretty good conversations with a couple of guys out of where's Michigan State? I'm going blank right now. Michigan State fans, we've had some good conversations. SMU, I've had some good conversations with those guys as well. So if you agree with me, let me know. If you don't, I'm sorry. Carson Stewart, if you're watching this, Bill Hagen, offensive coordinator, let me know what you think. Shoot me a text. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll be back tomorrow with more college football previews.